That's my thing anyway.
What's up, fight fans? This is Kurt DeVille with Kind of Punch Boxing News, and I'm talking a guest with the one and only Micheal, the Hunter. What's up, brother? How you doing?
I'm good. Chilling. Getting ready for this fight, for this action.
Okay. So you're getting ready for your current fight with Mike Hall, is it right?
Mike Wilson.
Mike Wilson.
Yeah, Mike Wilson.
Mike Wilson, can you tell me a little something about Mike Wilson, because everybody thinks he's a flunky or some kind of fill-in.
Well, me, as a kid in the amateurs, growing up, you go online and you look up who's the number one person as you're coming up, So
right.
When I used to do that, the number one reigning champ was Mike Wilson. So I've always had a certain way of looking at Mike Wilson because, when I was a kid growing up of who I was going to have to fight to be the best person in America, it was Mike Wilson. So, and I ended up having to fight him in the amateurs, in the Olympic trials. I ended up beating him. And, that's kind of our history. So I know that, Mike Wilson is it's a lot of history there for us. My mom knows his wife and all that, so and vice versa. We were in the Olympic trials together. And we're very similar when it comes to maybe not being known in the fan base, but the fighters know who he is and they know he can fight. I think that the opposition that he's fought hasn't been as tough as mine, but I can say that about a lot of people.
Right, absolutely, I concur with that 100%. How would you rate Mike Wilson in comparison to the potential fight with Philip Hrgovic?
How would I rate him?
Yeah, how would you compare those two? If those two fall, how would you compare those two?
I think that Hrgovic will pull it out just because he has a good support team and he's the fresher, younger guy. But I don't think Hrgovic will stop him.
Okay. Now we have random questions that come about. I still have some for you, and congrats on a tremendous amateur career. A lot of people don't know what you've done. You took out, or should I say defeated, Oscar Rivas, and Oscar Rivas was tough as they come. Dropped Dillian White. Actually, I think that should have been a no contest because of the conspiracy or the drama with that. But very tough fighter. You took him out, and you've mentioned the former WBC heavyweight champion Deontay Wilder, which we're going to get to later on. But you have done your share of success in amateurs and in the pros. So if you were going to rate yourself, would you think you were a better amateur or a pro as of now?
Oh, that's a good one. I think I'm a better pro. Just because of the seasoning, and I feel more, obviously a little more mature. I think I was a great amateur, but I feel like I've had the same stigmas around me since then, or the same, same situations. It's a lot of politics, and when you're growing up as an amateur, thinking that you just have to be the best fighter in the world to, to get to those spots or to be a professional to be in them spots to where a promoter's going to take you on and, it's going to be you're going to be able to do 10, 12 rounds in the next couple of fights. They're going to push you fast,
Right.
You would think that, when you're young like that, you think you have to just be the best or, do as much as you can to do it, get a gold medal, do what you do have to do in the amateurs. And, it ended up being a lot of politics. I've had to learn a lot of different things about the business and political situations. When when you're a kid, you don't really see those things. You know what I'm saying?
Right, right. When you were fighting Povetkin, and I remember that fight because I covered that fight, and I remember you showed heart because based on what happened early with an older fighter with the strength of Povetkin, and he dropped you would think, oh man, he's on his way out. But you showed grit, you showed heart, and you came back and you took it to Alexander Povetkin. So how would you rate Alexander Povetkin's power?
I think that he definitely punches. You know why? He's very strong physically. He's really compact fighter, and he has a lot of experience in those arms. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
So, and he has a lot of timing. So punching power is not just brute strength. Somebody like a Deontay Wilder just has brute strength. If he hits you, then you're gonna feel it. His thing is he has a lot of brute strength. Oh, excuse me. Hey, hold on. Hey, can we shut that door? My bad.
No problem. You're saying someone like
Povetkin has brute strength, but also has a lot of experience behind it. So he has timing. He knows when to throw. You know what I'm saying? And that's when those are the shots that hurt you the most, is when you're not embracing for it. You know what I'm saying? So, that's why he's a very strong. You would consider him a very hard puncher because he knows how to punch on the right time, and he's punching with strength as well. He's a power type of puncher.
Gotcha. With unexpected counters, like I notice he throws a lot of punches over the jab. He's good at timing that. And maybe that's coming from muscle memory or whatnot.
Yeah.
Would you? Because a lot of times, you hear certain sayings. Would you call him a necessary, like a poor man's Mike Tyson, so to speak?
A little bit, I guess, in a sense, because of just when you say that, you kind of put him in the same fighting category. There's like boxers, punchers, boxer punchers. Brawlers. So he's kind of in that same area, but just a little bit different because he never had that speed. So I think that he's not that fast. He has more timing than speed.
Right. So when you caught him and you hurt him, what stopped you from taking him out? Because I know he was holding on for dear life, but what stopped that element of the shift of momentum?
The shift is where he throws a lot of head, like it's veteran moves to where he kind of puts his head in the way, or like I think when it was in the 11th round, he fell on me, he headbutt me, and then I got blamed for the headbutt. And there's a lot of those are tactics. This is a fight. This is art of war. So there's no fallacies. There's nothing wrong about that. It's just that the way he did it is what turned the point. So I think in that the other one, I knew it was early and I couldn't jump on him, but only so long. And I think that he did something. It's like he headbutted me, or I think he hit me with like a slight illegal shot or something that kind of slowed me down and recognized, okay, I see what's going on. You know what I'm saying? So, and it was respected. That's all. And that would really change the momentum. I mean, obviously I'm in the fight, so I wasn't complaining about it. I was taking it for what it was. And that's kind of what it was. I learned right when the 12th bell, when the bell rang, I had immediately gained experience. I immediately said if I were to fight this dude again, it would not go the same way. You know what I'm saying? I immediately,
Right.
I didn't have to watch the fight. You know what I'm saying? Like right from the bell. Even when they said the score, I already knew it was a draw. You know, I said the moment they said the first score, if you read my lips in the fight, I said it's a draw. You know, so
Right.
it's you know, it's the landscape that we have to play in. I try not to make no excuses for nothing. You know, it is what it is. So that way, you know, it's all on me, and you know, I can continue to keep moving.
Do you, in your honest opinion, do you think the headbutt was deliberate?
Yes, in a way of a form of not to try to hurt me, but to get me
You
off
think
of
that
me.
was
It's their veteran tactics. It happens all the time. Hold up.
I lost you for a second. What'd you
Yeah,
say?
I said actually, absolutely, I do think it was deliberate. It's the art of war, so there's nothing that's accidental in the, you know, that's like that. It's all purposeful for meaning. So I don't think that he was doing it constantly like it was you know, a total foul. I mean, obviously a headbutt is a foul, but what I mean by that is that he was doing it in the fact of more to get me off of him, to slow the momentum down, to know that these things can happen. You could get headbutt, and in these fights, you know, it's just the move itself. You know, even if you even get a warning or something, it's already been done. So, you know, I definitely think it was on purpose, and I think there's a question right here. It says rate his power. Um, Overall, I would give him he's like an 8.59 if he out of 10, I guess. You know, he's up there because he knows when to hit. You know,
So who would be your hardest punching guy that you've been in the ring with thus far?
I think Povetkin would definitely be up there. I think Bocoli hits. He's very heavy-handed. I think that his punches are more heavy and consistent. Um, Naturally, he's a bigger guy. Um, yeah, so these type of fighters, um, I think that they you know, you have to respect their power. But you know, uh, you see me in the ring with both of them. I didn't get mowed over or nothing. So there's always ways to deal with power.
Gotcha, gotcha. You mentioned earlier about the politics in boxing, professional boxing. Now, you were fighting, when you fought Povetkin, you were fighting with Eddie Hearn in Matchroom. What did you learn about fighting under the Matchroom banner different from where you at now as a free agent, right? You're a free agent right now, right?
Yeah. I mean, I'm basically I'm signed with Triller, but still,
Okay.
you know, kind of under that free agency. But right now, Triller has embraced me, and I'm embracing Triller. Um, you know, it was a different playing field. Eddie Hearn, you know, at that time you know, they're spending a lot of money. You know, they're trying to get their name, you know, recognized as not just in the game, but one of the biggest in the game, or the biggest in the game. So they got the big budget. Um, it there, he's a little bit. How can I say it? I always consider like England when it comes to the industry a little bit younger. You know, Americans are to me do things a little bit more traditional when it comes to the business. You know, I think that Eddie Hearn was, you know, he had to pay to play. So I think that, you know, he was doing different things and spending, you know, money, and you know, he's the one that got the uh, partially. He parted in getting all the celebrities, you know, fighting now. Um, so I just think that it's it was a little different, but I think that he's gonna have to. I mean, he's starting to get back to regular business, regular scheduled programming.
Right, right. So you think it was more experimental in a sense?
Yes, yes, experimental, and like I said, you got to pay to play. I feel like Triller's, kind of doing the same thing now. They just bought Fight. They got Madison Square. So they're making moves to let you know that they're going to be here for a while. You know what I'm saying? So I just think that was a phase for them, and I think they're in the second phase now. And so I think that was a little bit different. When I got with PBC, they were, already in a different phase. I missed the peaking situation, if you will.
Gotcha, gotcha. The peak. Okay, okay. So if you were going to rate, since you've been pretty much everywhere, you've been with the Zone, you've been with PBC, and you're Triller the network, how would you rate those from first to third as far as business and how they get things done?
Well, Triller is very new. You know, and I think that you know it's very hard to say. For me in my career, I think they all played a part. Um, I think I couldn't tell you which one is better, but I think the worst for me was PBC, only because they had so many fighters and so many different so many different uh, movements and things going on, and I was just kind of caught under the with everybody else. So, and I wasn't able to stand out or show or even have the opportunity to stand out. So that was the least opportunities that I had was with PBC. Um, you know, uh, I can't really, like I said, I can't really speak too much for Triller right now. Everything is peachy clean. You know what I'm saying? So, um, I'm with Triller, baby. uh, Matchroom, I feel like they were a great opportunity for me. It was nothing, no bad blood or anything. I still feel like I was looked at as you know uh, just kind of just a normal fighter. I wasn't fully embraced. I was there, win, lose or draw. It didn't really matter, which I was okay with. Um, because I knew I could fight. And like I said, I tell people that at that time I didn't really have uh, the power to say yes or no to who I fought. I fought for the contract and what the prices was, and I said whoever y'all got, bring them on. You know what I'm saying? It don't matter then at this point. So I didn't have that opportunity for those things, and every time I've been with somebody, has been a learning experience, and I've only grown, grown from there. So, right now Triller is, we'll see what Triller. This is my first main event. You know what I'm saying? So this is the biggest opportunity that I'm gonna have.
Gotcha, gotcha. So this is something that you bet on yourself for doing. And
All
the
day
$1
long.
million question is all day long. Philip Hrgovic and yourself, you got the bigger piece of the pie. You had an undefeated fighter, a couple years younger than you, well, a few years younger than you. Up and coming guy. He made his claim to fame, being hungry, thirsty. He did some sparring with Deontay Wilder back in the day, and you got the biggest payday. What happened in that situation? What was the decision to say, you know what, let me go another direction?
Well, the original situation is I originally I had a bidder for the purse bid because I knew they were going to take it to purse bid. I was already one step ahead of them in a sense. Um, when you are in these type of situations, it's usually the promoter versus the promoter, talking against the fighters. But I had no backing. I'm a, I was on that independent situation, so they moved around as if I wasn't going to have a bidder, you know, um, and not negotiate. They didn't call me. They didn't negotiate no prices. Eddie Hearn uh, reached out and tried to do his own little business, but really we were supposed to be dealing with Sarlin. Sarlin never reached out. Sarlin was the people that were.
Okay, yeah, I totally lost you for a second.
Can you hear me?
Yeah, Mike, are you there? Can you hear me?
Yep. I beat him and stop him. Sure.
Yeah, I think you froze up a bit. I'm unfroze, but
am I froze now? I'm good.
Yeah, you're good. You're good now. You're good now. So yeah, it's funny when you start talking about everything froze.
Well, I was basically explaining the purse bid, and that I originally had somebody bidding for the purse bid. There was a lot of business moves being made, and if anybody knows about how the purse bid went, Eddie Hearn was the only bidder. And that's because they talked my bidder out of bidding, period. So,
how did they do that?
Man, you tell me, man. I know that they got in contact with, they got in contact with them, and they did their own little thing. And as a couple of days, that's when all the extensions started to happen. I didn't call for an extension, but somehow they end up getting an extension, and it ended up, being long drawn, because at first they originally, Sarlin and them originally wanted to take it to purse bid. They never, when it comes to business, you're supposed to negotiate, what they call it, negotiating in good faith. So we're supposed to work out a deal. Hey, you come over here, we'll give you this amount of price. And if it doesn't happen and you guys can't negotiate, then it goes to purse bid. But their thing was taking it to purse bid first. They didn't negotiate or talk to me, not one time. They were emailing. We're all on the same thread, on the email thread. They were emailing. They were emailing them privately without us all being on the email thread. And like I said, they end up, doing what I call bad business, and that's what causes their fighter not to have a fight right now. So then when they bid low money, and Triller offered me more money, easy, better opportunity.
So Triller offered you more money as what was it, 600, 700,000? Don't want to be counting your pockets, but then you have to look at the opposition between Mike Wilson and Philip Hrgovic. So what would you rate those guys if Philip Hrgovic is a more known name than Mike Wilson, even though we already went through the backstory? What would you say to the people that think you ducked Philip Hrgovic?
I would think that it's just silly for you to think that, because everybody else right now is moving through the business of boxing and not moving through boxing. If this was we was all in one gym or something like that, and it was a different circumstance, I guarantee it, he's not gonna beat me. So I've already would have dusted him off. What are they gonna say when I had 4 fights with Eddie Hearn, and I was fought in the same cards that he fought on. We fought on the same card.
Right.
I could have fought him. I didn't have no chance to say yes or no. I fought whoever they put me in. I didn't pick Povetkin. I didn't pick Kuzman. I didn't pick Maldonado. I didn't pick these guys. I said yes, no, can't do it, or I'm with it. At that time, I didn't even have that option. So I was trying to put on for the fam. So it was very easy that Triller, for me to be my main event, and to have my own opportunity to go elsewhere into the business of boxing, which that's what everybody, when they don't want to fight somebody that's like me or like me, they always talk about, our fan base. We don't draw a crowd and stuff like that. So that has to do with the business, So, that's always their excuses now. It's always going to be an excuse. So, it was an easy one. Eventually,
okay.
and we don't even know what's going to happen with the titles. We don't even know what's going to happen.
Okay, so the business of boxing, people saying that you're talking about a marquee value, so you're not a marquee fighter. What are you doing to make yourself more of a marquee fighter, being a free agent?
Well, I'm getting the right fights now. I'm basically on Triller. I'm gonna be probably more consistent than I've ever been. And when those opportunities for me to fight some big fights for some real money, without having it to be, people, like I said, talking my own bidder. How do you even do that? That's never even been heard of. Talking my own bidder.
Never heard of that.
Exactly. So, like I said, it's just bad business on their part. They didn't really want the fight to happen. But please believe, like whenever there's a time where it's time to get paid, and it's gonna be Hrgovic, it's gonna be an easy fight. It's gonna be an easy fight.
So you think the reason you didn't pick Hrgovic, you think you deserve more money as opposed to fighting Mike Wilson and getting more money?
Yeah, one, and also the business of it. What I mean by that is, them being the only bidders. Now they're going on their platform, going over there at their homes. They got all the odds in their favor when it comes to the judges and all that. It's just they wanted to take it to Croatia. If you know anything about fighting overseas, you know that the same rules don't apply. They're a little different, and it was just bad business.
So the problem is your bidder was compromised. So I'm assuming you had words with your bidder, whoever that person was.
Yeah. Well, my bidder was Triller originally. That was my bidder. So they bid. They were in the bid. But when
right.
when Eddie Hearn and everybody else in Sarlin got wind of Triller, they've been known to been undefeated at that point in bids. So knew that was happening. They reached out and did what they did, and that they the ones that caused me to have to take the other route. So, which was a better situation.
Okay, so you're saying Triller was your original bidder, and Eddie Hearn went to them in negotiations beforehand, so they wouldn't even really go in your favor to even bid, therefore going automatically to purse bid, right?
No, they were going to be, it was going to automatically to go into purse bid because they didn't negotiate with me. You're supposed to negotiate in good faith. So
Right.
at then it was Triller was not even around. It was just me and Sarland and Eddie Hearn.
You and who? Saul?
Sarland, which is Hrgovic. Yeah, Sarland, Team Sarland.
Okay.
Those are the people that we were on the email with, and like I said, they did basically bad business. They reached out to my people, to Triller, to downplay them, talk to them. I don't know what they did and how they said I wasn't on the phone, but I know that they reached out, and that was when they were no longer, interested in bidding because of, bad business. You know what I'm saying? Nobody wants to deal with people that, you don't know what's going to happen. It's just bad. It's just bad. You know what I'm saying? Usually, like I said, when you're buying a house, you ever bought a house, buying a house, the person who's selling the house wants to sell you a house, and the person who's buying it wants to buy the house. You feel me? There's a common ground there. You know what I'm saying? But when there's no, when you're dealing with, scam artists and, flippy floppy people, then you have to tend to, it's kind of it gets kind of shaky. So I think that they jumped out, and that's how it went. This shit is crazy.
Okay, I lost Mr. Hunter. I don't know what happened with StreamYard, guys. We were getting down to some nitty-gritty questions. So I'm going to try to get him back here soon, because this is where we get some results. So I'm going to reach out again. Yeah, I know, right? Kurt, maybe got 419 Wi-Fi. Hold on a second. Let me see if I can get him back, guys. Hold on just a second. Tell Michael to come back. Okay, so I'm waiting for him to come back. Hopefully he does. Matthew Branch, it is. I know he has one loss and one draw. One loss to Alexander Usyk. One draw to Alexander Povetkin. I believe he is. He has one loss and one draw. I know, right? News and some new news. The internet is. Yeah, it's playing up. Boxing Logics United. What's up, brother? Kind of punch to you in this piece. Appreciate the love, bro. Appreciate the love. But let me see if he comes back in the queue. Nah, I mean, it's not about making anyone feel uncomfortable. It's just about, asking the right questions so people will know, and as far as it goes, where I could understood that he's saying that Eddie Hearn badmouthed him to Triller. But of course, I'm not sure because he wasn't really finished explaining. So I don't want to overtalk myself. How did Kurt make him uncomfortable? What did he say? No, I didn't make him feel uncomfortable, I don't think. I hope not. Open and shift. Yeah, you just missed about maybe an hour of an interview with Michael Hunter exclusively, but we'll definitely get him back on. I'm leaving. I travel tomorrow, and definitely I'll be available to get better reception because I'm in a bad reception area. The Wi-Fi sucks here, so Philly should be renamed Filter as he only pad out fights. Not in a bad way, but he had to get more into the detail of why Hrgovic never fought him. I'm pretty sure he'll come back. I don't know. I hope he comes back. Tony McGold, kind of punching you. Love to interview Kurt Straight business. Man, I mean, that's how it's supposed to be. Michael Hunter, he only has one loss, and that's to Alexander Usyk, and that's when he was a cruiserweight. Now everyone is a heavyweight, and there's a lot more questions I have to ask, but no need to worry. If he doesn't come back, we will get him on another time. It'll be volume 2 of this because it was just getting to the nitty gritty, really. I feel that people need to know what really happened with Michael Hunter because you don't want to be labeled a guy that ducked a hard fight just to take a fight with another. Case, so he was explaining why that was the case. But I feel that he should come back. I don't know. I lost him. Maybe it was his internet because actually it wasn't mine. The StreamYard said it wasn't my fault. So I don't know if he just left. Something happened with his internet or whatever. But obviously. He cut out, so we're gonna have to go for volume 2 So we will pick up where we left off, people. I appreciate each and every one of you guys for coming on. Take this time to fix your reception. Well, I'll try my best, but it wasn't my internet though. Okay, it wasn't great, but it didn't shut off, because the StreamYard told me this is not your fault. That's what they said. So it didn't have anything to do with the reception. I see Wilder interviews and people are practically on their knees. It's disgusting, Kurt. Real, recognize real. He couldn't handle the questions he knew was coming. I think he was ready because, Micheal had an option of going Zoom or going live. And what happened, I told him, my Zoom was tripping. Now, my Zoom was tripping. But I said, well, hey, if you don't feel comfortable, we don't have to record this live. So, make that what you will. And he was like, no, let's roll. So if he felt any type of way, I think he would have told me then. I don't think he had a problem with, I don't want to answer certain questions. You know what I mean? Because, a lot of people, have done that, and they don't want to come up with certain things as far as explaining themselves or whatnot. So, no, this is just the first of many. I would like to bring him back on the show. Of course, in a better situation. Yeah, I hope he returns too. But no, it was great. It was great talking to him. I feel that it's a lot of things that he can answer, and only him. And I believe, hey, get it from the gift horse, right? So I think at the end of the day, both of these guys, Hrgovic and Michael Hunter, should see each other at some point in time. Absolutely. But anyway, guys, I appreciate you guys coming on. I've waited. If he comes back, I will come back. But I think maybe something's gone. Maybe he got busy. These are fighters and fighters' window of time, so to speak. But we will get him back. I will have him back for you guys. But anyway, thank you guys for tuning in. And everybody has been counterpunching. Peace.